Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video I'll be showing you how to make carrot oil. I'll be showing you 3 different methods. First, I started by washing my carrots. You have to ensure that your carrots are very clean before you try to make carrot oil out of them. After washing the carrots, I scraped the outer part away. That's the part that has been exposed to the elements, the air, to dust and so many other things. So I scraped that part away, and after scraping it away, I cut the head and the bottom of the carrot. You'll see that later on in the video. After cutting the tops and bottoms away, now I'm going to be grating the carrot. I'm going to be using that upper part of the grater, not the lower part. Using the upper part ensures that the carrot is grated into bigger particles, for lack of a better word, rather than finer particles which you get if you use the lower part of the grater. This is the grated carrot, and now we are going to be looking at the 3 different methods of making the carrot oil. The first method is you take your oil. I'm using olive oil by Goya. You take the oil and you pour it into a pan or a pot. I'm using a non-stick pot here. Then I put my carrot into the pan where the oil is already bubbling, and I ensure that it's fried for some time till it became very dark in color. The fried carrots smelled like toasted coconut. I really love the smell. I poured it into a blue sieve. You can use any color of sieve, that one does not really matter. I poured it into a sieve to drain out the oil. At the bottom of the bowl you can see some fine particles of the carrots. So with that, I cannot use a sieve because obviously it passed through the sieve to enter the bowl. To get rid of that, I had to use a handkerchief. You can also use a cheesecloth or any other cloth that would get rid of fine particles such as this. I used a handkerchief and I squeezed that, and I was able to get pure carrot oil. This is the second method. It's very simple. I'll say it's the simplest out of all the methods of making carrot oil. You put your grated carrots on a tray. You spread it out very well. You ensure that it's spread out very well, just like this. And I put it out under the sun to dry. So it became very dry. As you can see, it became very dry. I poured olive oil into a bowl, and then I poured the dried grated carrots into the bowl of olive oil, and you let that sit for some time. I let mine stay for about 4 to 5 days, and you see how it looked after those days of the oil being infused with the grated carrots. Here is how it looked after 4 to 5 days. You can see that the color has changed, although the color did not change so much like the one that was fried, but still there's a difference. I poured that into my bowl using the handkerchief to sieve it out, and after that I was able to get very pure carrot oil. So this method is very simple. There is no heat involved apart from the sun, of course, but there's no putting it on gas or anything. And here's how the oil looked afterwards. This is the third method of making carrot oil. You get a pan or a pot, you put water into the pan, and then you put a bowl inside the pan that is filled with water. Then you pour your oil into the bowl. So I did all that, and now I put the carrots. I'll let that, I'll say, boil, although it's not really boiling because it's kind of frying somehow. I can't really explain it, but the water underneath to make it boil, and it's to transfer the heat to the oil that is inside the bowl. As you can see, it has changed a little bit. The carrot is now looking cooked in a way, so I let that boil for about 50 minutes. You can make your own longer or shorter. I let that boil for about 50 minutes, and after it had cooled down, I poured it into a bowl. So I made a mistake here whereby I poured it into a bowl and I let it stay. I covered it for about 5 days. I should not have done that. I should have let it just be covered for 1 or 2 days, because after the 5 days, when I opened it, this is how it looked, and the carrot was already fermented. It was smelling funny, but I still continue with the process so that you can see how it is done. If it's you, please don't leave it for 5 days, because it would, start smelling funny like mine. I poured it into a sieve, and this is the oil that I got out of it. The oil is pure. The oil is pure if you follow this method, but if you don't let it stay for too long, it will not smell funny the way this one was smelling funny. Here's how the oil looked after I poured the carrot into a sieve, and here is the oil that I got after everything. The one on the left is the one from the first method. The one on the right is the one from the second method. The one from the third method, I had to pour the oil away because of how it smelled. If you want to see how I got the oil that is in the glass cup in the middle, please check out the video on my channel. That's a video on the mistakes I made while making carrot oil. That was the first video I made before this one, so this one is a remake to correct the mistakes that I made in the first one, although I still made some mistakes here. Now I'm rubbing the carrot oil on my hand. You can see the difference it's making. My hand is glowing, is looking healthy, is looking beautiful just because of carrot oil. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.